Now, if somebody would dare doubt the authenticity of our cowboy hood, all they have to do is look. We have a cow.
That's right. And you're a boy.
And I'm a boy. And I have a white stallion.
You do?
That I ride around. He's a big old horse. His name's Moses.
Uh-huh.
Now, one thing, if they doubt our authenticity tonight, you know, I'm packing here. See that?
I see that. Good for you.
Why do I have the pistol?
Why do you have the pistol?
Because of pepperoni. Now,
Okay.
let's talk about cowboys back in the late 1800s. They always had some shredded mozzarella cheese.
Laying around? Okay. Uh-huh.
They always had some pizza sauce, which we'll tell you the
Yeah.
ingredient of that later. They always had a fresh pack of pepperoni. Where's pepperoni come from?
Birds.
The pepperoni partridge. They're everywhere. A lot of people don't know them. A lot of people don't realize all throughout the United States, in densely wooded areas and on the edges of woodlots. Seriously, they're everywhere.
Okay.
Listen, they make a funny noise. You can hear them. Hear that?
I did hear that.
Wait. Do you see movement over by that tree?
You gonna get it?
No. Shh. Okay. Get ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
I can't believe it's this close.
Jeez. Did you get it?
I got him.
Okay, good.
Now, I'm going to run over there. I'm going to see how many yards that was, because that was a pretty good shot.
That's a good shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 78, 79, 95, 96, 112, 114, 152 steps.
Good job.
2 with 1 shot.
Wow, you're amazing.
It's amazing. That's why, if you're a real cowboy, you always pack it.
That's right.
Now, if you don't mind, here's what happens when you shoot a pepperoni partridge. Automatically, their brain stem, when it stops to function, their medulla oblongata produces sodium nitrate.
Wow.
And if you cut these immediately into little, just right down the middle, we don't want to show this on camera, it's too graphic. But if you right down the middle, it's perfect pepperoni.
Or I could hang those on the tree. Okay.
All right, okay, there's our pepperoni partridge. We got a 12-inch pan. Now we're talking a little bit more temperature. We want to get up around 450. So what does that mean? Typically, a lot of stuff we cook at 350. It's 17 on top, 8 on the bottom.
I remember.
This one, now we want to get a lot of heat on top. We don't want to get too hot on the bottom because it'll burn the bread. But what we're going to do, and you can do this, this is quick. This is quick. Now this is in a lodge pan, 12-inch lodge pan. We're basically 22 on top, 11 on the bottom. Get that good and hot. Then we're going to take our dough, which has been rising. We just used a pizza crust mix that Philip dropped off not too long ago. All you do is add water.
That's wonderful.
And you're good to go. So let's get our pan good and hot, and then we're going to come back with the dessert in the same pan. We're going to keep it hot. We're going to put another dessert right, boom, boom, boom. All right, here we go. Are you hungry?
Yes.
Now, if you're just beginning, charcoal briquettes, once they're good and turned white, that's your best bet. You can kind of gauge your temperature better that way. As you move along, like you've been seeing, we'll bump up and you got an existing fire, and you take the coals from the fire and use the approximate amount that you need to get that temperature and maintain that temperature. Now you may have to come back and resupply that at a later date if it's windy or been sitting for a long time. Now I'm going to go a little bit over because I really want this pizza to be hot. Say you're camping, say you're at a campground and you're starving and you're using this method to cook. If you really want to get this going quick and you don't have time to build a fire, you think about your simply match light bags of charcoal. All you got to do is get those ready to go, and you're cooking in a very short amount of time. So we rather randomly and excitedly put these ingredients together, and we knew we were going to make pizza. Now if you want to make a marinara sauce while you're cutting that up, they're so simple, and you can make them as basic, simple tomato marinaras as you want, or you can really spice them up with basil and oregano. What I like to do is take some shallots, put those in a pan with some olive oil, get them nice and translucent, maybe a few onions, and some garlic. I would say 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. You really want that garlic taste in there. Turn that over until it gets nice and translucent, and your garlic is just brown. You don't want to get it too much because you know what happens to garlic.
Yeah.
It turns bitter if you get it going too much. Then take you some tomatoes. Take you 1 can of tomato paste along with 1 quart of tomatoes. Mix that up together real good in a blender or food processor along with your basil, oregano, fresh oregano, and some olive oil. A little bit of sugar, salt, and pepper, and you're good to go. That's our basic marinara sauce. Now you can add on top of that, do whatever you want. If you don't have fresh basil and oregano, use your dried stuff. It'll work out just fine.
Can I use some of this tomato for the pizza?
If
or you want to eat it?
I want a bite though.
I will let you have a bite.
Can I have 1 slice?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Hey. Hey. And these for the pizza.
Now we're going to take in our 12-inch pan once it gets good and hot. We've already got a little bit of oil in there. We're going to put some cornmeal in there to help us to get our pizza out when we try to get it out of there. Aren't you glad those little pepperoni partridges walked by?
That was amazing.
Flew up in a
I didn't know
tree,
that. I learned something new today.
Almost a 600-yard shot.
I'm going to tell all my friends about that.
It's amazing. All right, we've got our ingredients. Now we need to roll some dough out.
All right, let me clean up.
All right. Now basically these have been setting, you mix them with water
Right.
and let them set for how long?
It says on the package 5 minutes to a half hour, as long as you want. So I bet let these going for like a little over an hour.
All right,
We're good.
let's get that rolled out. Okay. Let me go
Ready?
and put some.
See how nice this is?
It smells nice and yeasty.
Yes, it does.
Now, we made this so it would fit in a 12-inch pan. So you can make this as thick or as thin as you'd like.
This is actually turned out pretty good, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It's got a nice little round. What do you think? Are we close?
We're getting close. Let me measure it. This is, ooh, you're right there. And let me put a little cornmeal in the pan. All right, now, this is good and hot, like we talked about. So we're gonna put the dough in, and then we're gonna dress it.
This looks good. I'm anxious to try this.
All right, now let's come back with our ingredients.
I want to see my ingredients. See what you got.
So
in there.
this is the way we're gonna work it.
Oh, that looks so good.
So we're gonna come back with our beautiful, fresh, organic peppers and tomatoes and onions.
No,
Oh,
it's
and
not.
let's not forget our little partridges.
That's right. They gave you some nice pepperonis, didn't they?
One in the middle.
And here's some veggies.
Fresh
Yum, that looks good.
and yummy. And you know what I think we ought to do? One more round, just a light round of cheese. on
Good
top of
idea.
it.
I go for that. That's a good idea.
Can you dig it?
Yes.
Because that's what cowboys did back in the day.
Lots of cheese.
Oh yeah, fresh ingredients and lots of cheese.
I'm excited to try that.
Top's back on.
Wow, that came out good.
Would you do the honors?
I would
Mrs.
love
Farmer?
to.
Does that feel
Wow,
good?
this looks really good. Oh, so it's nice thick crust too.
You know what? In your Dutch oven.
Ready? Ooh, look at
Oh,
there's yours.
look at that.
Oh wow, look at that.
Look at that crust. Look at the bottom of the crust. Turn the bottom of the crust up.
That's perfect.
Mmm.
Wow.
All right, we're gonna take a couple bites of this. In fact, we're gonna eat the whole thing. Before we lose light, we're coming back with dessert.
Let's make a dessert
Eat up,
pizza.
Miss Farmer.